rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. Wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, and if I lose the fight, I still rage against the I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let 'em burn it out. Sell 'em to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, we kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away. Burn away, we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Welcome back, everybody, to night 2 of CSC Season 11. I am Nexus, joined by Kat and the Observer Aiden. Tonight we're observing the UPS Impastas versus Xenon Czars Gas on Nuke here. How you doing, Kat?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, man, again. Second time in a row that you and me are casting as a duo together. I'm excited for it. And I'm also excited to see where this game takes us. Last time we casted together was a recruit game, which those are fun, but tonight we got some of the bigger dogs in the house. We got some elite teams breaking it down. So I'm excited because, especially a map like Nuke, we're going to see, the strat books tested. And I think that favors an elite team over, a recruit team. So I am more than excited to see what they've got in store for us.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kat, but you were in Elite last season, and you ended up winning a championship. So some of these names should be kind of familiar towards you. Any names that stand out to you? Anything that you noticed so far?
Honestly, I don't recall most of these names. I don't know if we have any like name swaps over the in between the seasons, but last week they played with Safety, which he was my IGL, but he seemed to just be a sub. But we've got a first kill coming in. It looks like just a straight hit to the A bomb site, and Deluxe with a quick few kills, and Geesey cleaning up 2 as well. That's going to be a 4v1 going into the last few seconds of the pistol round. A huge advantage. Phasix spots him up in the heavens. There's not many good options here for Coda to do, but he's going to try to hit a jiggle headshot. Not going to work out off the first few peaks, and you know now it's just looking hopeless. There's not much you can do. All 4 players focused on the heavens now. Dealing some good damage, but he's got to get something done quickly if he has a chance of getting back into this round. And they all swing him once he starts, you know, twisting the waters a little too much, and that's going to be a first round for the Impastas.
I mean, yeah, I mean, he tagged Geezy down to 2 HP, almost got the kill, just couldn't close it out there. And once again, that's a very fast-paced pistol round. I know we talked about it last cast cat. That's a dunk. Cast cat. We saw Recruit kind of just balls to the wall, pushing up onto the site there, and we see it again here. So the strategies don't really change, but it's how they're executed that really changes when it comes to these big dogs, as you call them. And so they're opting the save here, right? No utility. They didn't really get as many kills here, and the T's here, the Imposters are just trying to use that. And Pine first out as the Lux picks up 2 here. Exotics with another fast-paced ace pop, and Phasix cleans it up 1 HP, bringing in a lot of money up in that second round.
Yeah, it seems like Impastas are really relying on some heavy firepower coming in here. You know, looking at the last week's matchup, Impastas kind of ran away with their matchup against Gloop Troop. So maybe we have some really dominant forces coming out here from the Impastas. It's so far in the start of this game, it's really started off that way and pointed towards that direction, but maybe it could bite them in the back. I mean, I have seen them when they are running through Squeaky. They're not smoking off Mini. They're not, you know, throwing as many flashes as I'd like to see. And we see it again. They don't smoke it, and they just run out Squeaky. They're going to do it until it doesn't work anymore. Exotic with 2. Pinned in the back of the site is Pine. He doesn't get anything, but here we find ourselves in the field.
Yeah, Owen. It's me, Owen. Just fast on that midi play. Gets the kill, but now Deluxe is on low HP and James Coda, and it's me, Owen, fighting from 2 opposite fronts here. Deluxe is very low, but Geezy and Nuke, name a better duo. Smoke goes out there towards Squeaky. It's me, Owen. Trying to reclear mini, trying to pop out here. Flash does not blind him. Another flash comes out, running through the smoke, and it's me, Owen, picks up his 3rd kill of the round. Now it's up to Deluxe here. Position now being spotted, and James Coda cleans it up. The first round for the Xenon Czars off of a great retake and a great play by It's Me Owen. That fast push into mini, God.
Yeah, perhaps a little too predictable from the Impastas trying to go through that smoke. You know, he used 2 flashbangs, but they were very obvious flashbangs. So the opponent really just knew that all he had to do was sit behind cover and watch that wall. He had the time to play with, and that's really well done from the Xenon Czars. Getting them back into this game, building up that CT economy early is super important. So that's a huge round win for them. And we'll see if we got another Squeaky rush in store for us here.
I mean, it also was considered to be a bonus round, right? We had that Mac 10, a couple of Galils there, and so another fast-paced round was kind of in the cards there. But now we see a bit of a more defaulty kind of play here, right? A couple players towards inner, a couple players outer, as we see Geezy take down Void Swan. It's an instant trade, but Exotics on the trade back in KNZ. Picking up a kill onto Deluxe. It's a hut there. That's a bomb drop, but they don't really know. Now down to a 3v3 with KNZ still low as the A-side defender, and James Coda takes up Phasix on the lurk. KNZ pulling up, excuse me, worth his weight in gold. And now left up to Pine in the 1v3 clutch, has the bomb and a lot of time to work with. And they're slowly creeping up here. Oh, spots the head. Pine, is he ready for this double clear? Has to clear backside. Oh, biding his time, waiting. Oh, knifeable. Oh! Knows there's one player there. 1v2 now. Gets the bomb plant down and has a lot of utilities to work with now. Knows exactly where one player is, but doesn't know where the other is. That's James Coda coming in from ramp, slowly pushing in. There's a timing on this. Pine just has to hold. But how long can he hold? Now he starts to reposition here. Looking at the wrong spot. James Coda has a timing. Just how long are they going to wait to pull on this trigger here, Cat?
Yeah, he's going to be kind of mixed up with the timings, but he did hear a footstep, a gift to him, but it doesn't matter in the end. he potentially had the play of the series probably. He orchestrated it really well up until the final moment. That's what we call getting CSGO'd, but the Xenon Czars come away with it, and we're all tied up 2-2. That was a huge opportunity, but
Pup,
you got to try for him.
Spidey sense,
Just didn't
dude.
work out.
Yeah, Spidey sense from Pup there. Just he had an inkling and just decided to move away at the last possible second there. And I mean, I'm kicking myself there, right? You had the round in the palm of your hands and it slipped, and it wasn't even your fault, as you mentioned. It is getting CS:GO, and sometimes that's the unfortunate reality when playing the game that we all love.
Absolutely, and it looks to be a fast play towards inner sight. Several going through Squeaky, several going through vent. It's worked for him a few other times. Can it work this time? They do throw some smokes out, but Pine picks up 3 headshots back to back, and Deluxe with 1 more. That's a huge comeback in the round. They started off getting picked off. I think 2 of their players got picked off on the initial site take. And the final headshot from Pine to complete the 4K. That was huge. He brought his team out of the grave, it looked like. They had a flubbed smoke on Mini, and they didn't have very good comms going in. It looked like they were looking every which way, but a huge play from Pine brings them back into it. Incredible. 3rd round for Impastas on the board.
I mean, Pine had the clutch last round, and I mean, when you're mad, right? When you're in the gym, you had a bad day, you're just cranking out these weights, you go past your max PR, and Pine just did that. 4 headshots, 3 as an entry, saving the round. Just an absolutely insane play there by Pine. Phenomenal player overall. Now FaZe and Pine here outside. KNZ gets flashed in. Can he pick up the first kill? Does, but gets instantly traded. It is a bit of a weak around here. We have a few upgraded weapons here, and it's me on with just a P250. Void Swan trying to listen in. And can't hear anything. Pine is now down towards Secret. No rotations are coming down yet. They're holding on to this upper side here, but Keezy has the bomb, and Keezy gets spotted out. Cannot get the double up here. Bomb is dropped, but is quickly retrieved, and they know where Pup is now. Last seen in Hut with that XM, and they're on for the fast rotate. Pine starting to clear out the lower side here. Opens the door. Doubles. Or closes it, actually. In front of FaZe X's face. I guess when teams you play with each other long enough, doesn't matter if you shut the door in their face. But now, up left to the clutch, 1v2. Very doable, but no kit. And looking like he's just saving your cat. Running away, tail tucked between their legs. They're falling back completely.
Yeah, the money for the team, for the Xenon Czars is pretty much destroyed after this round. So, I mean, honestly, I'd go for it. FaZe X is half health, and there's not a whole lot of nades to work with on the other side of the roster, but he has a molly, and a smoke himself. So, I probably would have gone for it personally if it was me, because these early rounds are important to fight for when you're on T side. They already have 3 rounds, and a good T side is usually 5 to 6 rounds. So, really, I think it's worth it to risk getting that extra round. Oh, excuse me. They have 4 rounds now. Okay. I got the teams backwards, but definitely a fragile economy. So maybe that is a little bit more respectable from Pup to hold on to it. You never know when it's going to be the X factor into the next round. Well, the rest of his teammates are mostly just going to be on a full save. CZ Auto, P250 on Void Swan. A few pieces of utility. They got a smoke and a flash, so maybe they could do something with it, but it might just be a rush onto the A side again. It looks like quite a few towards the squeaky position.
Oh,
Smoke onto Mini, and Exotic gets 2 early on, but they're out onto the A site, and a kill comes out from Pine. There's not much they can do, the Xenon Czars, now that it's all set up with the crossfire, but James Coda says otherwise.
yes, indeed. Now 2 AKs picked up here. Now this is definitely a good save here, but looks like they might be trying to go for it. But these AKs are very powerful, as you know. Just one bullet to the head, instant kill. So they're just most likely playing for exits here. James Coda making sure no one can come out of mini, and Pup towards back lobby, making sure they can't easily retreat. And yeah, looking like they're just gonna save here. But if you remember from last cast cat, we spectated that recruit game, and there was a round where Coney had a hero AK on that round there, and he was the X factor, was the defining factor to win that round, giving his team some couple of guns to work with. And just as I say that, FaZe X rips away that AK from James Coda's hand, so they won't have it into the next round. But nonetheless, they still have a buy regardless, and Pup can even drop over in AWP if he wants to have no utility at all there. Oh, and it looks like they are. So This is going to be the first gun round, I think, of the match. 5-2 now. Xenon Czars have to win this round if they want to make a solid CT side comeback.
Yeah, that's the X factor of them saving at least one rifle, able to drop that op over to pup. We'll see if it can make the difference. They've been struggling outside a little bit, but looks like we have 5-man going towards ramp quickly. It's going to be a lot on James Cota's shoulders. He spots several pushing him, throws a flash up, but he's just going to retreat. He's going to call for backup. He's going to fall back to the B site. Picks up Exotic. He sees the bomb down. He knows the rest are going to be coming towards him. He gets one more. I take it back. FaZeX got one more. He did the job for Pine himself, but the B site is wide open and for the taking. We have Deluxe even pushing towards Vent to try to deny that Vent control. Perhaps a big fight coming up there. And Owen takes down Deluxe. That's an early kill and getting this retake started, but they've got a lot more work to do. They do have 6 grenades, a smoke, molly, some flashes. They've got it all on the Xenon Czars side. So 4v2, this is big. But Geesey gets the first, opens the door to 2 more opponents. And a big play comes out. KNZ takes out FaZeX. That's a great retake. They had the huge man advantage, and they acted on it appropriately. That was great. They came from several angles. They peeked together. That's exactly how you do it. And a questionable position from the last player on Impastas. I don't quite remember who it was, but sitting out in the open on Astralis against 4 opponents, that's a bit risky. I don't know if I'd advise of doing that next time, but perhaps some early game or early season jitters coming out. And we sit at 5 rounds for the Impastas, a dominant T side so far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're just Imposters have just been kind of running away with this happen. Xenon Czars on that first gun round, that op didn't really come into play as the defining gun there, but it definitely would have been helpful. But James Carter getting tested again in ramp doesn't even get a kill, and now ramp is completely open, smoking off J Hall, and now they're just looking like they're going towards lower ramp here. And Pine spamming through the door doesn't get a kill, but does do some damage here. But we have a player here, Void Swan, in single door. Go for the frag, picks Exotic actually. Falls off here. Waiting for his team to arrive. And we have Pup in control here. Mollied out here. Smoked off and Geezy's ready for it. Geezy. Ooh, almost spammed his teammate through the vent wall there. It is definitely wall bangable, but I mean, Impastas, as we mentioned, Xenon Czars have had a good last round. Impastas strike back even harder, and they just take that B side again, taking out James Cota, who can't even get a frag in that round there. That's the defining factor. That's what you want to do as a rank. At least get 1, maybe 2, to make yourself worthwhile in that position. And James Cota just got shut down there. So another round for the Impastas, bringing them up to 6, and a solid T side start here.
A very good T-side start, and if I were the Xenon Czars right now, I'd be calling a tactical timeout right away because it's really important to break this momentum right now. Even if they don't have the economy to break it, which most of them don't. Most of them sitting around 3 to 4K, but what I would be doing is calling that timeout, break that cycle that Impasta's got, because they are just W-keying different parts of the map right now, and there's not much resistance coming out from the Czars. I'm not seeing a lot of mollies early on coming in. You know, if these players are smoking mollies and running through them with flashes, you need to be chucking in your HE grenades. You need to be, you know, spamming the smokes from a distance. They need to do something to deal with this aggression, but not even a timeout called. And early on, we've got some aggression over at the squeaky door, trying to get a cheeky op pick. And for a second, I thought he was going to shoot his teammate, Pine, coming through, but trying to come out the A side, Pine trying to entry frag with the op, and it wasn't meant to be. He got taken out pretty quick, but or actually Pup, excuse me, got taken out pretty quick. But now it's just up to Owen and KNZ. Not very favorable positions, but he gets the headshot onto FaZeX. That could be a big find, but Geezy's got the cross set up with the op already. He's not going to be able to exit. Oh, but Geezy gets off the angle. And he even gives him a smoke. That's a blessing to Owen. Kind of an odd play coming out from Geezy, but Owen might be able to get away with that AK, and that would be huge.
Definitely a huge indeed. I mean, Geezy on the op towards Squeaky there. Now we all remember the infamous clip of Geezy on vents, double kill, no scope on the ladder against when he was on ATL last season, and it's just not meant to be here. But yeah. Oh.
You
Okay,
can't do
Geezy.
that.
Like 2 seasons in a row, Geezy. Come on, what is that? No scope to deny the save. Oh my god, Geezy. Absolutely insane. 7 now for the Imposters there. Just he's a clip machine. Everyone on Imposters is doing so good here so far. Everyone having a near positive KD except for Exotics, but that's not to be taken away from his impact in the earlier rounds here. Now, Another gun run for the Xenon Czars, and up onto Pup's hand. Let's see how they handle this cat.
Yeah, I'm hoping they can put a stop to it. We seem to see, it looks like a quick A hit, a lot of utility going out through the squeaky door, but they're not pushing it this time. They're just trying to take the fight. That might be a good switch up, but Swan goes ahead and trades out Pine after getting his first kill of the round, and there's a gap in the smoke. That seems to be a common trend. I don't know if it's intentional, but it's allowed Exotic to get through and try to work out a pick on Swan. He seems to be adapted, knowing it's coming. Swan's trying to play around the box, but he gets caught off in the end. Exotic with a big pick, and now we're in an even 2-on-2. They don't have control of the site, though. It's going to be a difficult one getting in there, and they decide to just drop through the vents. That's a great play. They recognize that both players were up at the site, and now they're even switching the op to the low health player, which is going to help them in this site hold. So very well done so far from the Impastas and their improvisation.
Yeah, Bogdan's Law coming into play here, and Easy getting aggressive here. James Coda is watching for it, gets the tag, the frag. And James Coda is now running away here. Exotics picks up KNZ, waiting for another player there. Palm does come through that the last player is Ramp, and now they just have to wait. James Coda doesn't seem to be going for it, and Easy, aggressive as always, not wanting to save this. James Coda maybe going for a no-scope, does not go for it, and Easy does land the frag, denying the save, and bringing the Impastas to 8 rounds, winning the half. Let's see how far they can take this lead. It's going so far in their favor here, Kat.
It really is, but sometimes you see games like this. Sometimes it's just the play style of the players kind of favor a T-sided match. It's not unheard of, and it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility for the Czars, but they do need to control the bleeding, I think, here. If they can't pick up, at least 5 rounds or something, they need wiggle room on their T-side. You can't expect a T-side to be perfect, so I'd like to see them call a timeout and really talk things through here. But they seem to be forcing into this round, and we see some lobby aggression. 3 players pushing in, and a good crossfire from the players that pushed ramp, and they actually end up coming away with an even match here, 3v3, but James is really low, and now James is taken out of the equation, so the Impastas back in it with an advantage in this round. They do have to retrieve bomb, which they do somewhat have control of, but Owen back with a frag on Pine, and he's going to run away very smartly. Now there's just the Hut player to contend with him if he doesn't rotate back into the squeaky. They did get the bomb, and he's taking it outside, but Geezy wants to hang around here. He wants to see if he can find a lurking player and see if KZ comes back, and KNC's right on the other side of the wall there. He knows that he's there. He might see the barrel, yeah, I'm not sure, but Geezy decides to go support his teammate. They're going to go for an A-site take here. They say that, they go back to their tried and true. They're back down to B. And the retakes on B have been pretty shaky in most of these rounds for the Czars. The only round they actually were successful is the one that they had the 2-man advantage, the 4v2 coming in. So kind of shaky looking into this one. They gotta figure out how to deal with this op.
Oh, Owen here on ramp, ready for the phase X peak, and now Geezy left to clutch up 1v2. Spots the first, lands the shot. Oh, he was double, and he lands the second shot. Geezy. 1v2 clutch, 3k in the round to solidify an even further lead from the Imposter.
Yeah, Geezy's having a great game. He's so far 13-5 in this one, 99 ADR, and he was second frag with 103 ADR in his game last week against Impastas, and that was a dominant game, so you'd expect him to have a bit lower stats this game comparatively, but he's starting off really hot.
Starting off hot indeed, and hopefully he can end off hot. We see some players who start off really well in the first half and seem to slow down in that second half here. So hopefully Geezy doesn't happen, but he picks up the kill into James Coda. That's a ramp player down there. Xenon Czars are on the save here, but there is a player outside here. And it's me, Owen. Pop picks up a kill, and it's me, Owen responds back, but not without troubles from the Impastas. Excuse me. Just insane actions going on every which way, but the trades are going in favor of Impastas there. They're just winning these aim duels and just completely outclassing them when it comes to mechanics here. And even some of the mental games, they're redirecting. They don't know exactly where the last players are, and they just redirect to be their bread and butter, as you mentioned, Kat. Now the double ops are coming out. James Coda and Pup donning both of them. The ramp player and Pup, I believe he's a rotator, but I could be wrong. Hopefully this will be the solution to their problems.
It certainly could be, but it's completely dependent on where the Impastas want to go. They're sending 3 men outside pretty quick here, so that op could definitely be in play, and they're just going to dry swing the first player, but Pup misses a huge miss, and it allows Pine to pick up his teammate. And now Exotic's getting a really aggressive position. There's no way Pup's going to expect it. And Pine picking up Swan. It looks like Exotic had that kill, but taken by Pine, and they're just going to waltz right into the A site. KNZ might have something to say about it. He gets one. He does a little damage to the second, but it's not going to be enough to hold that site. Now, Kodo's got a close-up fight here, and Deluxe takes his head off. That is huge. The steamroller that is the Impastas can't be stopped here. It seems like everywhere they go, even if they're not throwing the right flashes and utility, they're just swinging, and they just have the confidence over their opponents here. The Xenon Czars can't do anything to respond. They need to be throwing more utility in there, expecting them to rush, because at this rate, if you were the Impastas, why would you not rush?
Yeah, don't if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've just been completely fast-paced, pushing all these rounds, and a lot of rounds being piled up there. I believe those are pistols, but with CS2 coming out, Zeus skins are definitely a possibility. And I think I saw Geezy with a Zeus or Pine with a Zeus. Oh, it's me, Owen, in the smoke here. Here's all this noise. And isn't moving. The Lux picks up a gun to pop there. Over towards ramp. Pine kills Void Swan. It's me, Owen. Maybe biding his time for too long there. And Exotic comes out at the last second, but it's me, Owen. Picks it up. Quick as a cat. And it's me, Owen. Gets spotted. Just playing his life. Pine cleanly executes him. They're trying to reposition here. Phase X onto KNZ. Now left to James Coda to clutch up in a 1v3 of the last round of the half. Does not happen. Pine closes it out. And an insane lead from the Impastas, 12-3 on T side.
On the heartbreak, because it looked like, who was it? I think KNZ's or Koda's flash from when he was pushing the ramp room, I think actually blinded KNZ. And so that resulted in him just having a horrible time trying to fight the player flanking him. But little details like that are making the difference here, but it's all just compiling to make Impastas an impenetrable force. I mean, 12-3 is a huge lead over the opponents. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Like I said, some teams just sway to be T-sided, but if some of these players like Swan and Pup can't activate, then we might be looking at a brief win here.
Very quick night here for the CSC. That's where, crossing our fingers that it doesn't happen here. We're hoping for a very fun, fast-paced, intense game here. And we have fast-paced, we have intense, but I don't know if it's a lot of fun here. I'm certainly having fun, and I'm hoping you guys are watching here as well. Easy, getting aggressive here. A couple off to fall back here. Gets pushed through the wall. Doesn't eat a lot of damage here. And Easy, the double, triple, quad kill. He gets the ace. Oh my
Holy crap,
god.
Geezy. He came to play. He's not messing around. 19-5, 112 ADR. He was in the worst position possible, too. You would think his teammate from down at the bottom of the ramp would be picking up the ace because he's got the headshot angle, but no. Geezy stands out in the open and he just says, no, I'm going to take all of your heads with me to the grave, and I'm going to send you packing. That is a heartbreak. It looked like the Xenon Czars had a decent chance getting in there. They walked. They took the opposite approach to the Impastas early on. They walked over there to try to have the element of surprise, but it just didn't work out. Now a quick vent drop from Swan. He's not the bomb carrier. It looks like his teammate actually is, and he goes down. Coda, the bomb carrier, goes down. That is a horrible situation. Maybe you didn't want to brave those flames, but when you're the bomb carrier, you gotta at least sacrifice some damage to get down there, and as a result, they're just gonna clean up Impastas. It's not without a few trades, but it all ends on Pup. He's got a Mac 10, but he doesn't have much hope with this 22 health he got. Does pick up a lucky timing coming up the vent on one of the players reloading, but Deluxe is there covering his teammate. And I think that's the huge difference, is Impastas always seems to have at least two players backing each other up. They're always, they kind of have that synergy. They always have each other's backs, it seems, when nades are being thrown and when fights are being taken. So it's looking like just a masterclass here from the Impastas.
You also have to keep in mind that it is very early on in the season. It's only the second match night, so maybe Imposters just click together very well. Maybe the Xenons are just need a little bit of more time to maybe mesh well together or build up that synergy. So definitely nothing to take away from the Xenons are so far, as it is early on. So we can definitely cut them some slack here, but they're now down to a full ego, giving the Imposters 15. They're hoping to play for the full gun round. And just to say that Pine picks up the kill and opts to just fall back here. A great pick. And that is an A1S. That is Geezy on that A site. Maybe hoping going for a spam kill. Upgraded pistols, maybe to do some damage here. And Pup has the deagle. Now is the time where he needs to activate. This is his chance to go nuclear. And he puts the date through the wall. Oh no. That's not what you want to see here as Exotic spots the shoulder. That's two different guns being shot there. So now they know that there's two towards Mini and James Coda. the former ramp player, now turned T-side player. Hoping to catch a timing here. FaZe X onto Pup. Can he pick up another? No, he's falling back here. Completely back. Know that his life is more important than getting these frags here. And now holding this nice off angle. Picks up the first. Picks up the second. Does pick up the second. Now James Coda left. And takes them both out. And oh, he gets a headshot into Exotic, but Pine super low. Just needed one more bullet to connect, but there was another player fast on the rotate. It did not seem likely for James Coda to even have a chance at winning that round, but it got very, very close.
Yeah, that was some good damage, but it might be too little too late. One more bullet, though, and that could have been something close worth talking about. But here we find ourselves 15-3. They do have rifles going into this round. It doesn't look like they'll have an op. Nope, 5 AKs to go into it, but they have all the utility they could need. Let's see what they've got in the book.
15-3, we have to come up with something. And at this point, you know that the imposters are very aggressive. Something that you can really work with. How can you deal with that aggression? It's on T side, but surely they played this aggressive on CT side. And just as I say, that Exotic pushing up more than he should have. Up, clean headshot. And now taking a little bit more space here. Geezy spots the smoke, maybe looking for it. Oh, blocks it. And ultimately, Owen heard that. The thing goes through, picks up the kill. And Geezy having to fall back here. Molly does come out here, hearing all this noise here, and he picks up a second. Picks up the pistol. The player here in secret. Up, and that's Pine, who cannot pick up a double, but Pup with a triple of their own before he goes down. Deluxe spots one crossing, and there's one more player here. That's Void Swan crossing through secret. James Coda with the bomb, and they're rushing towards the B side. It's Deluxe in a 1v2. This might be the fourth round that Xenon Czars win, and a not so flawless CT side from the Impastas. And Deluxe, I think, is going for the long way route here for the retake cat.
Yeah, he's trying to switch up the position. It's not a bad play. He knows he lit up both those players, and he knows where they both went through initially. And some good Molotovs coming out to force him through. They may have heard that tick when Deluxe went through the molly, so they might have an idea where he's at right now. And it looks like Coda does. He peeks out, takes off his head. Not even a question about who's going to take that round. Puts his foot down, and that's a fourth round. That is a start that they needed, and hopefully we can see it continue. They're going to have plenty of money going into this one. Again, not going to have an op, just 5 AKs. But if we keep seeing Impastas be that aggressive, then we're not going to need ops to open up these rounds. But we do see Geezy with the op. I think he was playing outside. Yeah, he was outside. So they're not going to find any openings to be had out there. It's going to have to come from the ramp room or the inner bomb site. So some early round pushes going on outside, actually over towards red box, but an actually ramp push coming in from the two spots. They have bomb down, and now it's a 3-on-1 to the squeaky player. He sees the first player gets an instant first kill, but Deluxe gets a quick trade, and they have full possession of this bomb. We've kind of reversed roles here. Now the T's are taken from the other side, and looks like going through smoke. FaZe X. He hears one player going to his left, and now he is in enemy territory. This smoke doesn't have long for this world. And he's bumping into some of the players. He definitely hears all this. Spots the first one, his knife's out, so they knew he was in that smoke, but kind of an odd play that the bomb planter is going to be knifing in the smoke, but they clean it up. Xenon Czars, they get out with 2 more rifles to help bolster that economy, and it looks a little rough, but they make it happen.
Yeah, rough indeed, but the Imposters have a lot of rounds to work with, right? 15-3 was the scoreline before Xenon Czars picked up 2, right? That's 13 match points, 12 match points that you need to kind of just work with, and they have all the rounds to work with, so they can force up, they can go for these aggressive plays, hyper aggressive plays, any sort of like plan that they think be crazy in their eyes can definitely work. They can either lead them to 16-5 or just give them more money to work with in the future. Xenon Czars, full utility, full guns, and they're playing this slowly. They don't want to run into these deagles, excuse me, and these upgraded pistols because they know that imposters can hit some crazy shots here. And just like as I say, like Geezy going for a jiggle peek, holding for the angle, doesn't spot much, not giving up all the space that's been given to him graciously, might I add. And he's going aggressive again here. Cross placement, perfect, but cannot hit the shot there. Kanzi crouches, and Exotics towards outside, picks up Pup here, but gets quickly traded, and they're not ready for FaZe X. FaZe X picks up the Voids one as he picks up the kill into Geezy. Trades after trades. It's now a 3v3. But with pistols, I mean, it's kind of favorable for the imposters here.
Yeah, that's a good pickup from FaZe X. You got to wonder why Swan went into that room by himself. You always got to be ready for a bait, especially on a pistol round. You got to be looking out for cheeky plays like that. But The Czars look to be taking lobby again, and just as I say that, Pine comes sneaking in and a good dink, but it's not going to be enough. And a 3-on-1, actually 2-on-1, but basically a 1-on-1 because KNZ is just 1 point of health. FaZe knows where they were last seen. He can probably hear them going out onto the A site. Where does he want to enter through? Amali up to heaven kind of makes the decision for him, and he's going to walk all the way around to Mini. And just as I say that, he's going to go back up to heaven. He probably knows one of them's lit, because it would have been a fairly obvious dink that his teammate could come out to him, but just as soon as he gets to heaven, both the T's have kind of flushed out. And they're going to be just waiting for the first sign and first noise made by FaZe here. They want to play it safe. They know that KNZ's lit, and he might be able to spot the feet. Oh, but instead he decides to drop down before he swings the whole corner. Taps the bomb once. KNZ's going to peek out, but he gets killed for what he's done. He doesn't know where the other player's going to be coming from. Squeaky's close, so he likely knows he's coming from that direction. Oh, and the kill from Owen. That could have gone either way. That was a 50-50 gunfight, but Owen steps up for the team, and he gets the 6th on the board.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very possible save round from the Impastas, right? That just upgraded pistols. They bait and switched perfectly, right? We saw Geezy and I believe FaZe in the trophy room. Perfect bait and switch. Just getting that info, getting that contact, and then falling off there, forcing Void Swan into the trophy room for FaZe to pick up the nice kill and picks up an AK for their troubles, but doesn't close out the round here. Now another gun round, minimal utility, but nothing that we haven't seen that the Impastas cannot do yet. A lot of flashes, and then they're taking aggressive outside. Look at Geezy so pushed up. Does not get blinded, picks up the first. That's a very quick trade. And you know James Coda is still in here. Exotic with a great readjustment onto Void Swan. James Coda, Exotic with a double. And James Coda with a quick trade. Easy has outside fully locked and under his control there. And now it's all up to the A-side defenders here. It is Deluxe in heaven and FaZe in ramp here. They're walking out here. It's Owen stops the head. Molly does come out now. Forces Deluxe to fall back and play for retake. And they're planning for mini. Or for HUD, excuse me. And the retake is now on. Easy. Oh, what? I mean, okay, that's a timing shot, but I'm worried that Geezy, we might need to check his PC.
Absolutely, Goozy's on fire today, and lucky for the Czars that they didn't take more damage in that engagement. But some flashes coming out, some trades coming out as well, and it's going to be up to a 1v2 for Owen. He gets the first. He knows the other teammate is probably hurt, but he doesn't have much health himself. But he takes the fight. He takes the head as well, and that's a 3K for Owen. He is really stepping up with 20 kills to his name. And 100 ADR, that's well above anybody else on his team. Double 2 players on his team, in fact. And he steps up, delivers for him, and this comeback continues from the Xenon Czars.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the dominant force so far in Xenon Czars. You know, the mentality to have to make this comeback happen is truly insane, right? At this point, you know, in the face of other matchmaking game, at this point, you would have had someone who left already, someone who's pure tilt and just completely gave up there. And here in CSC, we have strong mentality, and we know that it's not over until it's over. And now a fast push here, and KNZ picks up a double with Deluxe with a nice trade. The James Coda picks one back, picks up a double. Now left to Pine in a 1v4, and not much to work with here. No armor, no kit, no utility, and just a lowly 5-7, an AK actually, and a molly. But I don't think you should be going for this. A lot of money to work with here. They can definitely drop that over, as they are going to be buying next round for sure. Going for a savior, excuse me. James Coda spots the shoulder. It picks it up. Okay. I mean, I would have thought Pine would have gone CSGO there, Cat.
Yeah, certainly, but Pine's better than that. He spots another player peeking from the heaven. I'm surprised he doesn't want to take the fight. I'd be kind of spamming and spraying. The economy for the Czars is kind of on the ropes here. 3 players surviving is really important. It's questionable for that 4th player to even be hunting, with the Impastas having a guaranteed buy next round. But, you know, if he can keep this, that means maybe FaZe can op, or one of the other players can, or actually Geezy was their opper, and he's only got 1,300, so, you know, maybe this is for the best for him to save this. And it's going to take a little bit of damage, but being so close to the bomb site, just a floor down, I don't think they're going to expect him down there, and he's going to be able to save into the next round. And that was some good damage, but the trades were just better. I believe it was Coda in the lobby who just had his head on a swivel, hitting some heads, and those were some huge trades. We could be looking at a at a finished game if he hadn't gotten those kills. A 3K for the round, and definitely stepping up, which is needed at this time. But tactical timeout coming out from the Impastas, maybe looking to rethink their tactics a little bit. The outside aggression was really good, but I think they just overstayed their welcome in that round, and that's really what bit them in the butt. Is the rest of the map was open for the Czars to take control. Whereas if they, act aggressive, I think they should probably get the kills and then back off and close all the doors for the Czars. But we'll see what they come out with into the next round.
Yeah, definitely. When you take that much outside control for essentially for free, you don't want to just kind of keep pushing if you know for a fact you're gonna take contact there. Especially if you get like a couple of kills, as did Exotic and Geezy there. And yeah, overseeing your welcome just not something you really should be doing. It just gives you a much better way to kind of force them and funnel them into where you want them to go, which is maybe towards ramp, where it's even closer space where they have to kind of come in one by one, and you just have to hit some really nice shots and play around the boxes as we see phase X jumping up on towards the rafters here or the railing. And yeah, and now a slow paced default. The Xenon have been reading this actually. They know that the aggression is coming through and they're just holding. And so the imposters playing the mind games again, knowing that the Xenons are know this. It's just a chess game at this point. It's great to see these minds battle it out.
Yeah, this is the first round where we don't see a quick play into at least one zone of the map. So now the in-game leading of the Czars is really going to be tested. It looks like the Impastas are stacking 3 players towards that inner bomb site, so that wouldn't be a good play, but we see some grenades going out towards the outside. There is an opera waiting, but a wall of smokes won't matter. They could definitely use it to their advantage, but without a cross smoke, they're going to not spot anyone outside. They're going to know something's up. FaZe X is also calling that some players are taking ramps, so it's a pretty clear rotation for what the Impastas have to do here. But Hell is a good route to go. Owen started clearing through Hell, and the Impastas don't have any sort of presence. They could even potentially pick off the player out in Garage, but Deluxe has got a lot on his plate to do here. He sees Pup, takes a few shots, but he can hear the players in Hell, I believe, because he's turning around. He knows he's getting boxed in, and Pup's starting to push quickly. The player on top of Hut takes one, but the trades come in favor of the Czars. That's a bomb site for them. It's a 3-on-3. The health advantage is to the Impastas, but a bomb site nonetheless, and they have Heaven control. That's going to be the X factor. But we have Exotic coming in. He had a chance to bring it back for his team, but KNZ says otherwise. He takes 2 heads on a Greasy as well. A flood molly, but we'll forget that because you took 2 heads and saved your team the round. But a huge task for FaZe X. He knows one's Heaven, unless he moved, but he doesn't have any info on the second player, and he's just going to back out. He wants to preserve that economy. You can't blame him. They're in a tough spot. They still have rounds to play with, so no need to play hastily now. And huge plays. It seems like every single T-side round that they take, it's one of the players that steps up and gets the big kills. It's not really a team effort coming through, but various members of the team are contributing in a big way on each of these rounds.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, no lack of kit there kind of forced phase X to go for the save there, right? The time was getting low. At that point, those kills had to come in immediately. They had to double peek him, and they both had to whiff. When phase X had to hit some nice shots there. That's how what you need for a clutch, right? A bit of luck on your side and a bit of mistakes on the enemy team side. It just wasn't meant to be though. And they have rounds to work with, like you mentioned before, Kat, right? They have an upgraded gun into Pine here, and then for a hero M4 and a hero AK with some good utility left to kind of play around with. So maybe these upgraded pistols can do some damage close range, while the rifles do damage in these mid to longer range fights. Pine, playing in ramp, 30 bullets. You love to see it. An Exotic getting close up here. Gets mollied out here. Is he going further? He is going further, but gets tagged again. Maybe they spot. They don't hear it. FaZe X onto Pup here. And now Exotic is in a round winning position if they go inner through Squeaky. And they're not. They're tossing outside smokes, and Gizi is rotating down fast. Getting flashbacks to him on the vents here, and he's going towards Secret. Playing ahead of the pack here. In a very aggressive and initiative angle here. But Kanzi onto the Lux rips his head clean off. And Voice one doubles up here onto Exotics. Now Geezy starting to activate here. Ollie comes in and he's pushing past it, picks up the first. No, it's not. HP. Now FaZe X has to come close. Has to step up. Does not get it. Now Pine. 1v4 with a dream.
Yeah, it was looking shaky to begin with. I actually liked the setup by Xenon Czars. They were using some mollies to clear out the close corners, and they were just kind of sitting back looking to trade the pistols. But They kind of let them back into the round. A little bit of shoulder spotted, and Pine's going to pick that one up. That's an easy first one, but he's got a lot of work to do. Spots the second player in the back of the site, and he wants to go for this. The site player swings out wide. He might not expect it. He gets the first few shots off and has to readjust, gets the frag. Now he's got an AK to switch to, but his health is so low. He doesn't probably know the health of KNZ unless it was calmed out, but in the chaos of that, he's probably not going to know the health. So low. Gets the fight with the lower player. They're both pretty low, but Pine comes out on top. That's huge damage coming out. They're going to have a buy regardless. It's going to be a healthy buy, but some good damage nonetheless. This could come back to bite Xenon Czars in the butt, and a good reposition from Pine. That nade could have been his Doja moment, his demise, or he'd fall at the end of the round, but all things considered, that was well handled by the Xenon Czars. That was some damage control for sure, but in the end, they come away with it, and we're seeing a huge break in the kills coming out from KNZ, Coda, and Owen. They're definitely the big fraggers saving the team here. We need to see Pup and Swan activate, or else this comeback could come to an end, because we have Geezy going up quickly with the op. Ferrex looking to hold it down. We have a player right next to the vent, and Swan goes down. He's not going to be activating this round. I don't think they saw the bomb, but that is a very awkward spot. They definitely see the bomb now. Definitely going to see that, and they're going to be calling for the rotate. Geezy's still not seeing anybody in the lobby, and it's looking dire now. They need Owen and KNZ to step up, and it's going to be FaZeX taking Owen. That's a great kill and a lot to do for KNZ. He's spotted out, and now all 5 players are going to be looking around and triangulating him, and that is the win for the Impastas. It came a little later than you expected, but eventually they make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great comeback there on these Xenon Czars, right? The mentality you have to have for them to even just get that many rounds on that they did on T side. To start that comeback from even happening is just absolutely insane. Impastas had a great T side and a great readjustments there on the CT side, and they were finally able to close it out there 16-10. And it was an insane match night for night 2.
Absolutely, it was a great matchup. It looked pretty dominant at the start, but Xenon Czars didn't go down without a fight. It was well handled. They just need to work on their CT setups, but honestly, the CT setups typically take a little bit more time to build up that chemistry and to build up that cohesion. So it's kind of what you expect going into the beginning of the season, but they have a lot to look over on the demo, and hopefully we'll see them reinvigorated by next week.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that takes time to build up there. But with that being said, guys, phenomenal game here. Be sure to follow us on TikTok and Twitter at CS Confederation for funny caster moments and player submitted highlights, and any updates on what games will be streamed for the night. You can submit your own clips in the media community section of People to Know, or at the bottom of stream updates in the community announcements, and be featured on our YouTube channel, TikTok, and Twitter, as I mentioned beforehand. YouTube videos are courtesy of Captain Diabetes and more people who like to join media and work on those themselves.
And you guys also be sure to check out the CSC website at csconfederation.com to get live scores and any ongoing matches that were not streamed, or to see the scores of previous matches, as well as checking out the stats for the season and view the teams and the players who play for them, as well as any FAs or PFAs.
And we also have an article on the site mostly about, most notably, the draft grades written by Legend and a few other people that I don't remember off the top of my head, but definitely worth checking out there, as well as the GM interviews written by Nitro on. Definitely something to read. It's very insightful. Talks a lot more about the game itself, but about how we are as players. And of course, don't forget to drop a follow here on Twitch and turn on the notifications so you don't miss our next stream. And if you want to join the CSC community, then join the Discord at discord.gg/CSC and sign up. That's all for me. Do you have anything else to add, Kat?
I just want to say thank you for tuning in and continuing this community event we have 2 times a week. It's a lot of fun, and this is only my second cast, but I think I'll be here next Tuesday to continue it on. This has been a lot of fun.
If that's the case, then I'd like to thank our production team, Aiden, or in this case, Fleeb, for doing such a phenomenal job on the desk here, as well as Kat. I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's servers, GodHost, and I believe you get a 30% off using the CSC discount. I believe it's CSC production or tech, or whoever deals with that will let me know ahead of time or correct me immediately. But I'd like to thank my co-host Cass as well. But more importantly, I'd like to thank you, the viewer, for watching and sticking with us to the end. Have a wonderful night, everyone, and we'll see you guys in the next stream. Take care.
'Cause I can even feel smile worth its weight. When the mirror breaks and someone asks, round and round, around I go. The spinning makes me ill, a hostage held inside the very world I build. Please help me now. You think you've got my number figured out?